Good morning, students. So today we'll see what is the Wheatstone's network. Then we will see the meter bridge. First of all, we will see here Wheatstone's network. Then meter bridge, and lastly we'll see potentiometer. So let us see first what is the Wheatstone's network. Okay, so a Wheatstone's network circuit is this way. So I will show you here once more. There are 4 resistances. One more here, another here. So in a rhombus there will be 4 resistors. At the center there will be a galvanometer connected. So in this way, and it is connected to a battery here, or the cell of EMF E. Okay, so there is a current, common current I. So let us call this resistance as P, this as Q, this is R, and this is S. Okay, so here it is A, B, C and D. So the terminals are A, B, C and D. Here from A to B, we'll say the current flowing is I1, and from B to D it is going to the galvanometer, hence we will say this as Ig, and this I3 from B to C, from C to D. So from here, from A to D, we will take it as I2. So these two combine together, that is I2 and Ig will combine together and give out I4, which is in the direction of DC, and again all these collectively again it comes as I. So this is the circuit for the Wheatstone's network. So here, what is a Wheatstone's network? It is a network which is used to find the ratio of two resistance values or to determine the value of an unknown resistance. It consists of 4 resistors P, Q, R and S. Okay, so P, Q, R and S, and they are connected in this manner in the series, and it is connected in a quadrilateral form as shown in the figure, and there is a cell of EMF E, and there is a galvanometer G connected between B and D. Okay, so here the galvanometer is adjusted so that the ratio of the two resistance will be equal to the ratio of the other two resistance. So when this condition is fulfilled, then we say that the network is balanced. Okay, so how it can be balanced we will see in the equation form. So first of all we will see using the Kirchhoff's first law at the node B. So at the node B we will take the Kirchhoff's law. So here that is B. So what happens here, let us see. So I1 equal to I3 plus Ig. So I1 equal to I3 plus Ig. I1 equal to I3 plus Ig, and here I3 equal to I1 minus Ig. So let us consider first one this using the Kirchhoff's first law. Then next is at the node D. At node D, I4 I told you I4 is nothing but it is the sum of I2 and Ig. I2 plus Ig. So these two we got, I3 and I4. Now applying Kirchhoff's second law for the mesh A, BDA. So first this mesh. So here, as the cycle goes from A, B, D, F, A, so A to B, so what is the product of this two? I1 IP. So it is in the direction of the current itself, hence it will take it as minus I1 P. Okay, and from B to D, it is again in the direction of the cycle, and hence we will take it as minus IgG. And this is in the opposite direction, from A to D it is in the opposite direction, hence we will take it as I2R plus I2R, that is equal to 0. So let us call this as equation number 1. So here what we did, applying Kirchhoff's second law for A, B, D, A. So it will be minus I1P minus IgG plus I2 are equal to 0. Call this as equation number 1. And again in the applying Kirchhoff's law for second law for B, C, D, B. Okay, now let us see B, C, D, B. So I3 minus I3Q plus I4S plus I5 plus IgG equal to 0. So here we will substitute for I3. So what we got here, I3, that we will substitute here, I1 minus IgQ plus I2 plus IgS plus IgG equal to 0. Call it as equation number 2. Now, so here when network is balanced, Ig equal to 0. So I told you, when the network is balanced, that is ratio is balanced, then we will take Ig equal to 0. Therefore wherever Ig is there, you have to substitute 0 there. So from equation 1 becomes I1P plus I2 are equal to 0. Therefore from here what we get is I1P equal to I2R. This we got. They consider this as equation number 3. Now, and so also equation 2 reduces to. So again equation 2 reduces to, here you can see, minus I1Q plus I2S equal to 0. So our I2 equal to I1Q equal to I2S. So therefore dividing equation 3 and 4, we have I1P by I1Q equal to I2R by I2S. So I1 gets cancelled, I2 gets cancelled. So what is the ratio you get is P by Q equal to R by S. So this is the balancing condition for Wheatstone's network. Okay, so this is the condition for balance. Thus if two resistance are known, the ratio of the other two resistance can be found. So this is the Wheatstone's network. So let us go to the meter bridge. So meter bridge is similar to the Wheatstone's network. Only thing is, here meter bridge is an instrument which is mounted on a wooden board, and there are so many metal pieces. So these are two L-shaped metal pieces, and there is another horizontal strip which is mounted to a 1 meter wire. Okay, and at this point there is a unknown coil P, or whose resistance we have to determine, and there is a resistance box Q. This will be known resistance Q, and this is the third resistance, where at the point B there is a galvanometer, and this galvanometer is connected to a jockey J, where, or a slider or a pointer, whatever you can call it. So when we slide this jockey on the on this wire, what happens is, at a certain length we get a balancing length. Okay, so that means when the ratio of the two resistors will be equal to the ratio of the other two resistors, and in the galvanometer it shows 0 deflection. So this is known as the balancing length. Okay, so here in this 1 meter wire, before that Ig, before that balancing, this part is the third resistance and this one will be the other third resistance. So this much will be 1 minus L. Okay, yes. So let us see here. There are standard resistance box Q, and it is connected across the right gap. An unknown resistance P is connected across the left gap. A cell of EMF E is connected between A and C. A galvanometer G is connected from point B with the sliding contact. When the galvanometer shows the zero deflection, that is Ig equal to 0, uh, then the resistances are balanced. Therefore, AD equal to length L in meter. Then the remaining will be S, that is the fourth one. So for taking the Wheatstone's principle, that is balancing condition, P by Q equal to R by S. So R is equal to L and S is proportional to 1 by L. Therefore, P by Q equal to 1 upon 1 minus L, L upon 1 minus L, or P equal to Q by L minus 1 minus Q into L by 1 minus L. So here if P is unknown resistance, then we can take P equal to, so this will be known, Q will be known, L is known by using the meter scale here, then the last one, that is 1 minus L, can also be known. This is how we can determine the resistance of the unknown coil by using the meter bridge. Thank you.